Hi, this is a DrumWise Meets, and today I'm here with Debbie Knox-Hewson. Debbie has played for and worked with the likes of Charli XCX, Honeyblood, James, and she's currently doing her own band, Nasty Cherry. Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
My first question for you today is, what age did you get into drums, and when you first started playing, what bands or artists inspired you?
I first got into drums, I think I was probably like 5 or 6, so quite young. I just listened to a lot of Led Zeppelin basically, and ABBA.
And what was your first drum kit?
My first drum kit was, what was it called? It was a Yamaha Rydeen.
Yeah.
Rydeen,
yeah.
It just did not sound good, and I would think that I just like put more pillows in it. So it was the weight of a small car by the time I'd finished packing it in, and it just sounded like punching a wall, or like everything the same tone of wall. It was brilliant.
In fairness, a Yamaha Rydeen for a first drum kit is actually not that bad. You know, some of the things that people have said that they've had, I mean, that's up there. That's one of the better ones, definitely.
Oh, nice. Well, it was on Gumtree, I think. It was going for cheap. It was like must be collected today sort of thing, and it was that person had it for like 10 years, and then they bought it from someone else, and it was a state. But yeah, it was good. Did the job.
Did you get that when you first started, or did you have to wait a while before you got your drum kit?
I had to wait a while. Actually, I had like one of those pad kits before that. Not an electric kit, just pads. But I think I got my first kit when I was about 13. I think. Yeah. I remember setting up a little photo shoot in my bedroom because I was so happy with it.
Oh, awesome. And while we're talking about equipment, I mean, let's face it, there's not any gigs right now, but when you are out gigging with, various artists, what's your kind of go-to setup? So, drums, cymbals, sticks, and so
on. Well, I'm very fortunate to be working with Tama, Zildjian, Remo, Vic Firth. So my go-to kit at the moment, well, as you said, previous to actually not ever playing drums outside of your house, but it was a Star Classic Maple Tama. It sounds amazing. And cymbals, just the standards really. Like I feel like an A crash, a couple of A crashes, one of those thin Constantinople rides. They're perfect. Yeah. And some master sound hi-hats.
Cool. Now, this could be a tough question. Some people have struggled with this. Other people actually have surprised me and just gone straight on in there. But if you had to pick just one, who would be your all-time favourite drummer?
Jeff Porcaro.
Okay, easy answer then.
Easy.
And why?
I've been answered that question before. I think that's why it's easy. You've been saved the like 20 minutes of me going, oh God, who? But yeah, I'm a huge Toto fan, and there's just so few drummers that get really clever parts sounding so emotional and good. Yeah, so Jeff, hands down.
Awesome. And then with a lot of people, I've then gone on to say, okay, if you can't choose just one, give me a longer list. So I know you can just choose one, but go on, give me a longer list.
Jeff Porcaro, John Bonham, Brian Blade, Terry, what's her name? Tony Costolina from the Donners, just for aesthetic, like idol growing up. Sheila E. Just literally anyone. Like I could literally answer that question just listing every drummer I know, because I think everyone brings something, right? And yeah, especially once they've like just really unapologetically gone into their sound and honed it. It's just exciting to see someone do their thing.
And that's why I say it's a tough question, because you just knocked the nail on the head there by saying, you know, there's so many different people and they all bring different things to it. So yeah, totally.
Yeah. I tell you who I'm really into at the moment. Andy Stack from Y Oak. I mean, I've been a fan for a while, but like I saw them live in Hackney a couple of years ago, and yeah, just the way he incorporates triggers and kind of electronics, it's really, really interesting stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
Andy.
So possibly another tough question here. What has been the highlight of your career so far? And you can't say sitting at home for a year because of COVID.
I would say, oh, that is a tough one. Oh, my band were on a Times Square poster last year. That was pretty big time.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I was like, do I get a flight out there to look at it? How long does it go up for? God, what if I got there and it was down? That'd be such a shit. But I found it on the, you can like live view Times Square.
Oh yeah.
From Google, and I saw it and was just like screen grabbing and then like photoshopping myself in. So yeah, probably that.
That's awesome. Oh, cool.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to not be at home for the whole of pandemic. I actually got out to LA for a bit whilst we were still able to travel, and got some recording done there. And I was already in, I think it was Philadelphia when, I think in March. So I feel like I've kind of very fortunately kind of got things in where I could. But yeah, it's been a crazy amount of time not gigging. I think everyone's been feeling it, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm going to completely forget my band's like current. We were learning new songs. They're not new anymore. That was ages ago. I'm going to struggle to remember the actual normal set. So. And speaking about songs, when you first get a gig with a new artist, how do you learn the material? So do you just listen to it? Do you listen and transcribe? Or are you ever given like the entire show or set in a drum music folder and they go, here you go, Debbie, here's everything written out for you?
That's never happened to me, thank God. Actually, no, I imagine that's quite nice to just be like, oh, you've told me what to do. I don't have to guess what someone wants. It's just all written out. But no, most of the pop sessions I've had, you get the album. I like to listen through to it once. And I really like to, well, I have to try to not be playing along before I've heard it, because I often play along what I think's going on, and then you just have to unlearn it and start again. So I just try to listen through once without doing or thinking about anything, and then I'll kind of write a rough chart together that would make no sense for anyone else. Like I put a little smiley face at the top if it's a happy song. It's like it's not musical notation by anyone's standards. But yeah, I kind of write a weird symbol chart and then kind of just do the same two things, listen to it, play along, listen to it, just, usual stuff.
It's interesting you should say that, because that's something that I've kind of been saying to people over the years. A lot of my students, I find, you say, right, let's have a listen to this song that you've said you want to learn, and then you stick it on to have a listen, and then they're just playing away, and you're like, no. I said, listen, you've got to, otherwise, because, you end up kind of doing your own interpretation and you miss things, don't you? So,
yeah, it can be the smallest thing, just like a bass drum that's slightly out, and you forget that's why you love the song in the first place, is how they've, the placement of everything. So it's very important to not just round it back to what feels comfortable for you.
Have you ever had anything go wrong on stage that you've had to recover from?
When I was playing with Charli XCX, and we were supporting Katy Perry on her prismatic European leg of the world tour. And so she had hints in the name, right? The dangers in the name. Prismatic tour, there's like a lot of triangles and things that kind of just gate, like trapdoors and things that go up and down in the stage, and they're usually really clearly marked with masking tape. And I think it was our first show, and I was loads of adrenaline, and we kind of come up this staircase, and there's a huge gap under the stage. I'm not good with measurements, but just like, it's like taller than me, you know, times 3. And so we go up these stairs, and then a part of the stage opens up, and I just fell right through it. And I'm wearing like a full head to toe silver sequined outfit with wings. So
they didn't work.
Someone with wings shooting down wasn't lost on me. I went down. The tour manager kind of grabbed me by my shoulders and pulled me up, and I like recovered. It was just like a load of adrenaline, and I was like, oh, you muppet, you absolute muppet, like, who's done that? No one's fallen through the stage. And I looked down, and I've just got this like circle of red that's growing on my leg. I'd obviously cut myself, and then I think the sequins dug into it.
Oh.
It wasn't that big of a deal, but I obviously like really hammed it up afterwards. And Charlie was like, "You all right, mate?" And I was like, I just had to get through, you know. I got through. It's fine. But yeah, that's up there on bad gig experience.
Yeah, I've had a similar one where I fell off the back of the stage.
Nightmare.
But I didn't have wings at the time, so you know, you beat me. So moving away from drums for a sec here. So what are your hobbies away from drumming?
I am studying a classics degree part-time, because I started it when I was like in the throes of a really long tour, and I just got bored of like turning the same thing off and on flights and stuff, because you get a lot of time off, but then it's never like long enough to actually do anything other than, well, it never feels like long enough to do anything other than sit on your phone or read a book. But I read a lot and was just like, I think this could be a fun thing to do. So yeah, I'm doing a classics degree, and I like baking, as basic as that is to admit. I like baking.
Baking's good. Yeah, I'm into, well, cooking more than baking. I'm not the baker in the house, but yeah. Cool. What did you think of Bake Off then?
I'm not caught up yet.
Oh.
I'm not caught up.
Okay.
I'm on episode 4 or something. I love it so much. I've been saving them for when I really need them.
I was going to say, how can you, I mean, I've got 2 young kids, and I've still made time. Literally, it was like, make sure you're in bed and asleep by 8 o'clock on Tuesday, because Bake Off's on. How can you not be up to date?
Let's be frank, I've got the time. I'm like, today's been a good day. There's only so many episodes of Bake Off in the world that I haven't seen. I don't need it yet. I'm going to just wait until it's been a really shit day, because I know it's just sorts me out.
Yeah. What you've really been doing is you've been re-watching the previous series just to get yourself ready for the current series.
Oh, I've already done that. I was in LA filming a Netflix show for my band. We did like a Netflix documentary, and the filming days were really long. They would arrive at like 10 a.m. and they'd leave at 10 p.m. and in that day you're just like, well, it's just like reality TV, so you're constantly got a microphone pack on, and you're just like really drained at the end of the day. And the singer from my band, Gabrielle, she hadn't ever seen Bake Off, and it just really tickled me how much she loved it, because she was like, you just don't get shows like this in America. She was like, but they're not competitive. She's like, why is everyone clapping? And I'm like, no, everyone just loves baking. That's it. It's like, it doesn't really matter who wins. They're just there to make a souffle and, you know, cheer one another on. And she was like, this is the weirdest show I've ever seen. So like every night after we'd finished filming, we'd watch a bit of Bake Off. So yeah, I've done the rounds on them.
Awesome, there we are. I didn't think we'd get onto Bake Off in this interview, see? And seamlessly into the next question. Talking about baking, this is the question of the interview here. So, what's your favourite biscuit?
Wow. do Tiffin's, you know, the ones I mean with the marshmallow. That's technically a biscuit. Tiffin's tea cake.
Oh, Tunnocks.
Tunnock's tea cake.
Is that a biscuit? I suppose the bottom is, but...
I'm Googling it. Sorry, give me 1 minute. Tunnock's tea cake. It is a biscuit. It's labelled as a biscuit. Is it? No, it's labelled as a cake. It's on a biscuit base, so yes, it's a biscuit. That's probably my favourite biscuit, I think.
So you know you said about outtakes, right there, that was the Instagram clip. You Googling Tonics, that was the Instagram clip right there. The whole time I was thinking, I'm not going to say anything, so the camera stays on you, because that was it. Okay, so now...
I don't know the name of my favourite biscuit.
Well, we've just established that that can't be your favourite biscuit because it's not actually a biscuit. You said it was a cake. So, what's in second place?
I don't have a second place.
Oh.
I'm a Tunnocks or out kind of gal.
What about, surely what comes close to that is a Tunnocks caramel wafer?
No, I'm not about caramel.
No?
No, there's enough going on with the chocolate. You don't need to add in more, you know.
See, you've presented me with a problem because my next question is normally, so let's say someone chooses a chocolate hobnob, that's kind of the drummer's choice, normally. And then I'll say, okay, so would you dunk it? But I can't ask you that about a marshmallow Tunnocks. You can't dunk that in tea.
You can if you eat the marshmallow bit first. I don't think you've really experienced them to their fullest potential. I think that's what you should do after this interview. Buy some Tunnocks cakes and just, you know, get crazy with them and see what you can do. Okay.
See, when you said that, I was thinking of somehow getting into the marshmallow and leaving the chocolate shell, but that's not what you meant. Eat the chocolate, the top bit, and then dunk the chocolatey biscuit bit. Okay.
Yeah.
That's worth a go, right? And have you, then going back to the Bake Off thing, have you ever tried to make those? Because I know they tried to make them on Bake Off at some point. I won't tell you if it was this series, because I just realised that I might be putting my foot in it. You may not.
Hey, that's so exciting.
I can't remember. Maybe it was something similar. It may not have been. I just realised that I may have completely trashed Bake Off for you. I apologise.
No, you've not trashed it. You've not trashed it. You can't really give a spoiler to Bake Off because, as I said, it's not about the end of the race with that show, is it? It's just the joy of how you get there.
Yeah, but you may not want to have been told what they baked. But anyway, so back to my question. Yeah, have you ever tried to bake one?
I've not, but I honestly might this week now because.
Right. So if you do, please send me a picture and then I can insert it here. If there is no picture here when you're watching this, it means that Debbie didn't make them, or she just didn't send
it. She did, and she was like, "Don't use that picture, Tom. I'm not having that. I'm not having that go up. I'm a legit baker, and that wasn't my best."
So now that we've gone really the wrong way from drums and talked Bake Off and biscuits, back to a serious question, which is actually the last question of the interview. So, if you could give just one bit of advice to people starting out playing drums, what would that advice be?
Just one.
Just one.
Enjoy it, but don't be afraid to work hard. That's two. But I feel like number one, just make sure you enjoy it. There's enough in, in life, especially, I don't know, maybe they're not young if they're starting drumming, but you've just got enough shit that's boring. Make sure you really love it because it should be really fun. And then, you'll make your practice kind of fit what you want to do. And I'm just, I've been that kind of student that went to school and be like, I'm doing 5 hours a day. You can do it for a bit, but then you get burnout, and not just physical burnout, but you just start not wanting to sit down and play. And I think just make sure you enjoy it. Keep it light, but work hard.
Debbie, thank you so much for spending your time with us here at DrumWise today. It's been an absolute pleasure talking with you.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much for having me. And I will send you a picture of my Tunnock's tea cakes when I bake them.